nothing but the dog in me.
One must die, chase the cat.
Little baby, my little baby.
Good evening and welcome to Pound Posse Presents. Tonight with me again is my dear friend Allison Leo. And making his television debut is my Mojo, who, as many of you know, is a refugee from the Waterbury Pound. And he's part of my intro, and you can see him behind us there. That was the first time I ever saw him, was that picture of him on the fence. And he had me at hello, that's for sure. Anyway, getting right down to business, because we've got a lot to cover tonight.
Yes, we do.
Kudos to the Waterbury Pound, because this week there was a big crunch. There were at least 10 dogs that were at risk, and we got probably 11 dogs out of there this week. It was amazing, absolutely amazing, right down to the very last, basically not even an adoption, a reclaim.
Oh, right.
Steele, who was granted an extension because, you know, we'd done so well with all the other adoptions, was, you know, she had until 4 o'clock the next day, and believe it or not, through sharing on Facebook, her original owner found her. So she's been reunited, she's been sent home, and doesn't it give you chills?
Yes, because imagine if she didn't see it before the 4 o'clock mark.
Yes, that's the thing that his head is on my foot, by the way. That's the thing that just kept going through my head. Like, what if she was a day late? What if she found it like at 10 o'clock at night?
Yep.
What would, I mean, she would have been gone. That would have been it.
Yep.
And you know, there's a whole big backstory to that, but let's just leave it at she's safe. Absolutely.
She's safe.
We've got a shout out for the New Britain Pound. There's still a lot of stories swirling around there. There's some urgents. Just get them out of there, folks. Just go adopt a dog, foster a dog, do what you got to do, pull them, get them out of there, because the situation's not good. And we just got word today that Bristol's in bad shape as far as needing to get dogs out of there as well. So if you're on the market for a dog, go visit New Britain, go visit Bristol before it gets really, really ugly. We don't want to lose any dogs. And needless to say, Hartford has urgents every day. My little fidgety man. Anyway, most of those dogs that were at the pounds and saved this week and that are in need of rescuing are Mojo's relatives, so to speak. There's a lot of pitties out there, and that's what we're here to talk about tonight. There's just so much going on in the pit bull world, and I think that the number of adoptions this week just goes to show you that the support for them outweighs, I think, the headhunters and the bounty hunters and the naysayers. And Allison had asked me if she could come back on and we can do like a pit bull show. And so here's Mojo and here's Allison.
The little mascot.
Yep, he's our reason tonight, our reason for being.
One of the reasons why I thought it would be a good idea to address pit bulls, quote unquote, would be due to, with all the recent, with the media, the newspapers, with all the recent pit bull attacks, dog bites. Media loves a good story, so yes, the victim gets their stories out there. Nobody's interviewed the pit bulls. Nobody's gotten, you know, information about the breed. I mean, obviously we're here to speak for the dogs themselves, but the problem isn't banning, you know, people want to ban the breed. It's not so much banning the breed, it's you have to ban the breeding. Pit bulls are a very overbred dog. It's a breed that is just constantly being overbred. They're crossbred, they're inbred.
Everybody thinks, oh, make me some money, I'm going to breed my pit bulls.
That was my next point. People nowadays, I mean, and I'm not going to label people, I'm just going to quote unquote, people in general in society think, I'm going to get myself 2 pit bulls. I'm going to have litter after litter after litter.
Yeah, I can make money doing this. Pit bulls go quick. And,
meanwhile,
and then you see them walking around at 4 weeks old. I was in a store late last weekend, and I saw 2 guys walking in with a puppy this big in a towel. Like, really? Seriously?
Well, right.
What kind of manners is that dog ever going to have?
And not only that, but then you're looking at, they're not getting proper vetting, they're not getting proper prenatal care, the mamas that are carrying these pups. There's no shots, they're not registered, they're not legal dogs, they're just backyard bred. When they don't sell or they can't fight them, because it's not in these dogs just to be born and say, hey, I'm gonna go fight.
Right.
Or it's not in these dogs to say, I'm born now, I'm gonna be used as bait. What happens is these dogs get dumped. They can't fight, they run rampant in the streets.
And when they're dumped, the shape that they're in.
Right.
You saw the one on Facebook, it had the duct tape, his mouth was duct taped.
These
he's, like,
dogs are
scarred.
fighting for their life. They are finding food, finding shelter, no human contact, no vetting. They're wounded, they're injured, they're confused, they're scared.
They barely get to heal, and they're thrown in the pit again.
And you wonder why they attack? They come out of nowhere. I mean,
and you know what? A lot of times the attack is because they're afraid.
It's fear aggression.
It's you know, you've got someone who just dumped a pit bull that didn't want to fight, and it sees you walking little fluffy, or it sees you walking your bigger dog.
Right.
The little switch goes off in their head, and they think they have to protect themselves and defend their lives again. It's not because, oh, you know, I'm a pit bull, let me attack you. Yeah, look at how vicious he is, you know what I mean?
All, you know, what is he, 50, 60 pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, and look at him. He's kind of like a dud.
Yeah. But you know what? He's strong.
They are a very strong breed.
He's stubborn.
They are, and
you know?
Yes, they are part of the bully breed.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be able to handle it.
Yes, pit bulls aren't for, you know, you're not going to get grandma a pit bull for Christmas.
Oh, you shouldn't anyway.
But my point in all this is society needs to know why there are so many pit bulls out there. I want you to, I mean, it may get a little bit graphic, but I'm going to try to keep it where you understand. You have a female pit bull. She's not spayed, obviously. They're using her as their mama to breed. This poor dog just had a litter. She may not want to get pregnant again. They put these female dogs into what's called a rape stand.
Yep, basically tie her, lock her into it so she can't get away.
And
she can't bite the other dogs, she can't defend herself.
And let numerous male dogs rape
have their
her.
way with her.
And it's illegal to rape a woman in this world, but obviously it's okay to do this to a dog. So who is defending this breed? We are. Us in the rescue world, Pounds, rescues, organizations. I mean, we're all trying to do good, but there's not enough of us compared to what's out there.
No, doing all this to these dogs.
Irresponsibly overbreeding. It's called backyard breeding.
Yep.
Now,
and that's what's got to stop. You know, people want this legislation to ban the pit bulls and put the muzzles on them when you walk them and double leash them. I'm hearing all this crazy stuff.
Yep.
Now, if you ban the pit bulls, what's going to happen is they're all going to get killed. It's not their fault. How about ban the backyard breeders?
Start
do something about that.
Them. If you want to breed, you better pull a breeder. Start pulling a breeder's license. Or, you know, in all honesty, we're so overwhelmed with pit bulls. Stop breeding them all together. But the authorities have to step in and take control. That's we're little people compared to what
really needs to be done. Mandatory spay and neuter. Let's go for some legislation about that. You know, the only way you can have an exception is if you are a licensed breeder. And that's, you know, that's another whole thing.
With no crossbreeding or inbreeding. A lot of these dogs running rampant in the street are inbred. Just like with a human, you crossbreed with a human, they're mentally retarded, they're, you know, physically, you know, they have issues. So does a dog.
The gene pool's too small.
Right. So you can't expect this dog to survive out on the street without fear, aggression, or attacking or biting. With all these recent dog bites, there's no need for them.
No.
There's no need. These dogs are running, no collars, no leash, no tags, no human attached to a leash on the dog. So why are we blaming the dog? Why are we blaming
the dog didn't let itself loose.
Exactly.
The dog didn't breed itself. The dog didn't, you know, just like you ever have a fight with your kid and your kid says, well, I didn't ask to be born?
Neither did he.
No.
Mojo was what, found just roaming Waterbury?
Yeah, him and another dog named Storm, who was adopted, and I'm actually on Facebook friends with the woman who adopted her. But yeah, just running around. And most of them, that's how they're found, is just running around.
And there's no history, no back. You didn't know nothing about them. And look at them. I
made an educated guess, or an educated decision, whatever. Yeah, because I can evaluate a dog that in a way that most people can't. You know, I had the advantage of being down there, of being able to see him, visit him a few times. Well, you took your time.
You took your time with him. You didn't rush into anything. And that's not just with a pit bull. That's with any dog. I mean, I have 4 dogs at home, and let me tell you, you know, I have 4 breeds that they consider they want to ban them and they're dangerous. I have a German Shepherd. I have a Bull Mastiff. I have a Rottweiler, and I have a Boxer Mastiff mix. They're all huge dogs. People,
yes, they are.
People see them and it's like, oh, kill them. You know, they're dangerous and they're
aren't
bad.
you afraid?
Yeah, you know what?
No.
Let me tell you, it could be a 10-pound Chihuahua. It could be a 100-pound Rottweiler. It's a dog.
Yeah.
It's a dog. We are responsible for the dog.
Right, and a dog that has, you know, proper care, compassion, kindness in the upbringing. Even a dog like Mojo that you get from the pound at a certain age. I mean, he's about 1.5 years old, so I don't know what he's been through in his previous life. I don't know. I can see what some of his quirks are. I can see what, you know, maybe things that could have been happening to him as far as, you know, sometimes he's hand shy. Who knows? Maybe he was beat or whatever. But you have to be able to start from whatever point you get that animal at and keep him in a forward motion. Where he's training, he's learning, he's adjusting. I mean, you know, these dogs don't get that.
You need to leave. A lot of times people adopt or rescue out of pity and sorrow for the dog. No, don't feel sorry for the dog, because you want this dog to forget the past. Dogs they want to live in the now. They don't want to. You're not going to be a constant reminder of them getting beat, hit, used for bait.
They have to learn to trust you. They have to learn that there's more to life. You have to show them life, and you can't hold their past against them.
Teach them how to be a dog. Go for walks, play ball, have fun, go swimming. You know,
let them be on TV.
Let them be on TV. Let them lay on the furniture. I mean, now look at, who would have thought? Mojo was running rampant in the streets of Waterbury. We don't know if he ever sat on a couch.
I can tell you that when I got him home, I really don't think he'd ever seen TV. I put the TV on in my room before we went to bed, and he stood at the very edge of my bed. He almost fell off. He was like going towards the TV, like he almost tanked off the bed. He was like, "What is that?" It was insane.
It's a new beginning for them.
Yeah.
But again, media is, and I understand. Yes, believe me, I feel very bad for these people that are getting bit by them. But
no, we're not saying like, you know, oh yeah, you know, suck it up, you got hit by a dog. It's not.
But the reason,
it's not what should happen.
Right. But the reason why, coincidentally, every bite is a quote unquote pit bull. They're overpowering the streets. There's so many. There's more pit bulls. They're everywhere. I worked at Bridgeport Hospital for almost 3 years. I can tell you, my drive to work after I got off that exit, every couple of blocks, pit bulls, pit bulls, pit bulls, pit bulls. You know, you think you want to look cool by putting a big thick chain and a big weight around your dog's neck because it makes you look cool?
That's, you know, you're touching on something good there, because unfortunately, pit bulls are like this status symbol, and a dog should not be your ego. It should not be an extension of who you think you are or who you want to appear to be. You know, I feel just as good walking my little Chihuahua Rat Terrier mix as I do him.
Mojo, and it's like status. I got a pit bull.
Yeah, and they put the spiked collars on them.
The big chains, and why the padlock, I don't understand.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not sure I understand the whole theory of putting a padlock on the dog, but maybe I'll learn that in the future. But
yeah, someone please Facebook us, because we don't have a clue about all these
why
things.
The padlock, I'm not sure, with this big, thick, heavy chain. I mean,
Toe chains.
Would
I mean,
you-
if you know what a toe chain looks
is,
like, I mean,
right.
the chains are like this thick each.
And, you know, in reality, the reason why they do
They're
it is
trying to
because
build up the muscle.
so that they can fight these dogs.
Yeah.
So again, punish this face right here, or punish the person at the other end of the leash who is trying to fight the dog. The dog can't fight, and the dog has no fight in him. They turn around and use it as bait.
Yeah.
You know how you put your little worm on your hook to go fishing? Well, they put the little dog in the ring with a bunch of
They pull the teeth.
They
They file the teeth
Yep.
down.
They
so
tape
they
their
can't bite back.
They duct tape their mouth so that they can just be chewed on and gnawed on without fighting back. It is a disgusting, vicious cycle. And unfortunately, there's not enough of us to bring them down.
No.
And we depend on society to, if you see pit bull fighting, you hear of it, you know of it, you can anonymously report it.
Yep, and I'll put it on my Facebook page, the National Dog Fighting Hotline.
Yep.
And there's actually a bunch of ex-servicemen, I think
Yep.
the Marines or whatever they
Yep.
are.
And they devote their time to bring these.
If you call them, they
Yep.
will come to you wherever you are and take down the dog fighters. And you know, it's the biggest purpose that these people are backyard breeding these dogs for, is to try to fight them or to try to look
And
cool
make money.
and try to make money. Now,
And it is, obviously, it's an illegal, you know, your
Yeah.
backyard, you're drawing in cash. Is it being reported to the IRS?
yeah,
I mean,
there you go.
that's something that, you know, I mean, granted, they have a litter, they have, we'll say 9 puppies, and they're selling them for $500 a piece.
Yeah.
And every 3 months, they're making this poor mama have
Yeah.
a litter. Boy, they're making more money than me.
Yeah.
You know, so
And they're the ones that aren't doing anything for it.
again, society needs to be educated. Mojo, are you
isn't
leaving?
I got the wrong end of the dog here.
Mojo, what are you doing?
He's being a pit bull. Yeah, right? He's being a pit bull.
Mojo.
He's being like really, really vicious.
I know,
I think we should ban him
probably, and muzzle him.
and muzzle him. I mean, really, come on, think about, he's just a dog, people. He's just a dog. And he wants to just live his life and be on the floor and have himself a good time right now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he's like laid out on the couch now, and he's got his little chewy toy, and yeah,
leaving.
no, that lasted about 2 seconds. He's being nosy in the studio, but you know something? He's an inquisitive animal with a heart and a soul.
And he deserves a chance.
And he deserves a chance. They
does.
all do. You know, some of these dogs, because of the way they're inbred, because of the way, you know, people don't say, well, this is a healthy dog and vet checked and has, you know, clear health history, and so is that dog. So, you know,
right.
we can better the breed. They're like, that one looks good. I want puppies that
But-
look
right.
like that.
There you go. It's
That
all,
one looks
again,
good.
you just hit
They'd
the nail
make-
on the head. It's
they'd-
about what it looks like.
Yeah. They'd make cute babies. or
Never
they'd
mind,
Make, yeah.
the dog has parvo, loaded with parasites, could possibly have heartworm.
Yeah.
Bordetella, which is kennel cough, which is a virus that spreads like wildfire. It's airborne. I mean, without proper vetting, they're adding fuel to the fire. You know, I guess he's
You
going
could
to see
him right now. It's like he just like crawled across the floor on his belly.
But again, you know, society needs to understand, because again, media doesn't focus on the dog, they're focusing on the victim. And again, my heart does go out to these
Alex?
victims that get dog bites. Thank you, Alex.
He just inherited a dog.
My son Alex is on dog duty right now.
Yeah, just don't let him near the cameras.
But again, society needs to understand that pit bulls they're a strong breed. They're not for everybody. Some of them could be energetic. Some of them could be like him, a big couch potato.
Oh, he gets his bursts of energy.
Yeah.
He loves to run it off, but
I
you
mean,
know.
but he settles. He's not a
Yeah.
crazy, you know.
Oh yeah, he absolutely settles. I mean, I can't regret a second that I've had him. I really can't. for all the craziness and, you know, the moments that big head is bashed into my face and I thought he broke my nose, and, you know, the chewing of the couch, and, you know.
He's a dog.
Yeah,
He's a dog. He's a dog.
He's a dog.
He's a dog. And you know, don't get me wrong. Yes, there are unfortunately at times where some are picked up, and yeah, it's a little bit too far gone. They may be sick. You know, maybe a female that's been so overbred, she can't be saved. Some of them may be just so far beyond help because of their mental status of being fought or used as bait. Look at Oliver.
Yeah.
Look, also known as Bob. My sister's. He was a big, I mean.
That poor dog is scarred.
And it's not mentally and emotionally, besides mentally and emotionally, he's physically scarred. It looks like somebody just took a knife and dragged it across his head.
Yeah.
Who knows what that poor dog has been through? But if you saw him now at my sister's house, it's unbelievable how he's a different dog.
Yeah.
He is. He's a different dog because my sister showed him trust, love, nurtured him. It took her a few months, but he's a dog now.
Yeah.
He's a dog.
I mean, he was pretty much afraid at one time to take a treat, wasn't he?
He wouldn't eat out of your hand. He wouldn't make eye contact. If you went near him, he'd cower and pee. He was so scared and nervous. Now he's just like a little black pot-bellied pig.
Yeah.
He's just,
and, you know,
he's a dog.
Think about the sadness of what made that dog like that. I mean, you turn a dog loose like that on the street. And do you know how he's going to act? He's going to act. He's going to act out of fear. He's going to act out of aggression. He's going to fight for his life. You can let him come back if
come here, Mojo.
Yeah.
You want to come in? Come on. Come on.
He's back. Oh boy. Oh.
He's a big moose.
He sure is. But he's, you know.
But he's your moose.
He's my moose.
Yes. Oh, but again, I think if people had more exposure and learned more about the breed, learned a little bit more of why it's happening, I think we'd have a little bit of a solution to the problem.
You know what a big part of the problem is, Allison, besides the fact that you just got the wrong end of the dog, and the fact that he's exposing my undergarments, people fear what they don't understand.
Right.
And that is true with every prejudice that anybody could have, whether it's skin color, religion, personal belief, you name it.
Breeds of dogs.
Breeds of dogs falls right into that. People fear what they cannot understand. And too many people don't understand pit bulls because they only see the bad part of it.
The media.
They see what's on the media. They see, oh, you know,
they read the paper.
You know, the elderly woman in Waterbury, the kids in, go ahead, you got something to add?
Well, yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
He's raising his hand in the corner.
I've always had great experience with pit bulls, not with just Mojo, but we had some church that we used to go to, the man had a pit bull, and he was just incredibly awesome. I have seen more pit bulls, and they are just about the best dogs. If I'm going to get myself a dog, it's going to be a pit bull. They're wonderful, wonderful dogs. I really love them. I just, oh my goodness gracious, I love Mojo, and I love pit bulls.
He's just they're just like they're basically a pit bull is a large lap dog.
Yeah. They're beautiful, beautiful dogs. That's what I had to say.
Oh,
No, glad
you
you chimed in. Okay, so that's John, who is AKA Mr. Speedo, whose show is on at 8 o'clock, and he's weighing in on the whole pit bull issue. You know, like as we were saying, people fear what they don't understand. They don't understand the breed. They see, oh, the old lady got bit, the kid got bit, the dog got mauled. They are absolutely capable of all of that, and that is where the ownership comes into play.
Responsibility.
Yep.
Just like parenting. Bad parenting, you kind of don't get the best child. Well, bad pet ownership, you're not going to get the best dog.
No. You get back what you put into it.
Right. You're irresponsible. You're going to have an irresponsible dog.
But, you know, by the same token, there were also stories about, you know, the elderly woman taunting the pit bull. There are stories about the kids that were taunting the pit bull.
Yep.
You know, it's bad enough that people bully people when they have a prejudice and they don't understand.
Now they're bullying dogs.
You're going to bully an animal who only has one course of action to defend itself.
And that is to act out of fear, aggression.
And what are they going to do? They're going to bite. They're going to attack. It's not like a person can be the better person, quote unquote, and walk away from the bullying or walk away from the abuse.
One thing that people always forget, what does a dog derive from? A wolf.
Yep.
I don't care what kind of dog it is. It derives from
They all have
wolf.
the same roots.
They all have the same instinct.
Yep.
Granted, we domesticate them to sleep in our beds and pee and poop outside and eat out of a bowl.
But they're still animals.
But they're, thank you. Just like these people that get lions and tigers and try to tame them into their home.
No.
Never gonna work. It doesn't. It doesn't work.
No.
So, I just hope that we were able to maybe open some eyes and some ears, and hopefully Mojo kind of made people look at pit bulls a little bit differently.
And you know, people, here's an idea, because we would be more than happy if there's enough people who would be interested. Post it on my Pound Posse Presents page on Facebook, or email me at pawprince713@aol.com. We'll come back on and we'll have the discussion with you. You can call in, we'll open the phone lines, and if you want to weigh in, if there's an interest, if there are people who want to have that show, we will absolutely come back and do it.
Yeah.
You know?
We'll answer questions. If you have a pit bull that you're having issues with and you need information or our help,
or if you just want to go toe-to-toe a few rounds and tell us why we shouldn't love these dogs so much, we'll be very glad to take you on. And
we'll
and I don't mean it to be like, you know, we're willing to have a fight with you, but we're willing to have that debate, and we're willing to go there.
We're the ones that have to defend the breed. Nobody else can or will. So pretty much we will defend this breed until, which I don't think they'll ever be cleared from being
until
banned,
our last breath we will.
Exactly.
So we've got about a minute. Thank you very much for tuning in. Apparently Mojo is a rock star, because he's been pretty well behaved.
He was excellent.
You know, I mean,
other than doing a little somersault somersault, whatever he decided to do down there.
He's had it.
He's leaving. And you look like you're shaggin' wagon.
Dog hair. But you know what? It's all good.
Yes,
that's what the laundry is for. I mean,
oh,
you know,
he's back.
It's one of those things. Dogs get stressed out and they shed. Ready?
Okay.
Peace, love, and dogs. Yes, that's what we're going to say. And Mojo, oh my goodness, he's still at it. Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.
Mojito.
He's like, what? Bye-bye?
Mojito.